First of all, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And this is Angel Johnson Tucker, Dr. Angel Johnson Tucker. And we want to first talk to you. Tell me a little bit about your history. You from Walterboro? Tell me a little bit.
I am. I grew up actually in Ruffin. My father was pastor of Ruffin Baptist Church, and he was also a taxidermist. So I joke that between the two jobs, he sort of knew almost everybody in the county. My mom, Patty, worked for the school food service as I was growing up, so I've always been around school, became a teacher. I got my, if anybody's interested, my bachelor's from Charleston Southern in English.
Okay.
Ended up going to graduate school at the College of Charleston and the Citadel to study history. That's where I met my husband, who is Canadian. Don't hold that against me. And then we lived in Savannah for a year. We lived in Somerville, where I was a teacher with Dorchester too for 18 years, I guess. And went back to Charleston Southern when they started the doctorate program and was part of the first cohort for that. So I'm very proud of being able to achieve that. And then a few years ago, my parents got sick and we realized that we needed to be closer to home. Somerville wasn't close enough. Moved back to Walterboro and, was a little nervous about moving back home because I still wanted to teach in Somerville, which I did for 2 years, and then realized I needed to be, again, closer as mom's health continued to decline. And I had last year at Colleton High School one of the best years I've had teaching. And so just really have felt as we've lived here these last 3 years, as we've lived back here, these last 3 years have just become more and more part of the community and wanted to be, more involved in the happenings around Walterboro.
Excellent. So now what made you decide to run for city council?
Well, interesting. Barrett Alm, who is also running for city council, is a friend of mine, and was sort of the push behind this. The idea is, since there were a few council seats open, to get some fresh voices on city council, some people that, haven't maybe dabbled in politics before. And so he convinced me, and of course my husband was all for it, and I was a little hesitant because I don't consider myself a politically driven person. So I asked a few friends what they thought, and everybody was very supportive and thought it would be a great idea. So I thought, well, if I'm invested in the school, I'm invested in the lives of the students here, I should, have a voice, or try to have a voice in what's happening around town, and see if I can't be a part of continuing to make Walterboro better.
What are some of the things you'd like to get accomplished when you get to council?
I think everyone probably has the same, maybe number one concern, and that would be to continue reducing crime and improving safety. It's no secret that Walterboro's, kind of looked down upon in certain regards because of the issues that we've had historically. But I think there's been a big improvement just since we've been here. I'd like to find more ways to keep that going. As I walk and bicycle around town, I also feel like just safety in general, not just crime reduction, but safety is important with having, proper lighting, any repairs that need to be made to sidewalks and roadways so that other people who are out trying to enjoy our city feel safe and are safe as they do so. One of the things that I think helps with that is the idea of community, and with the emphasis on the unity part of community, and having, everyone feel like they have a say and a voice. City council meetings are open for anyone to come and be part of, and I don't know if everybody really knows that. I didn't know much about what was happening, at the city council level, and so one reason that I want to be involved is to help make other people aware of what's going on and how they can be involved. There's been a lot of great events that the city has hosted with the Wildlife Center, with concerts, and the Civic Center. And so I think continuing to have events that draw everyone in, that everyone feels like they can come and enjoy and be a part of the city. and also find ways to continue to grow economically.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want Walterboro to become Somerville with traffic and congestion. But I feel like there's room for growth, especially with the 2 exits off of 95, where, we can draw in people to stop and spend their money and find, some good places to eat. We have wonderful places already, but again, there's always room for growth. We've got a lot of great shops. The different towns in our area need to know. You can come to Walterboro and spend your money. You can find great clothing and food and coffee and whatever you might feel the desire to drive into Somerville or Beaufort or West Ashley for. We've got those options here.
Gotcha. And with growth comes infrastructure.
Right.
What's your positioning? How do you feel about the infrastructure? We've got the Island Creek Basin that has some flooding issues. We've got Wildlife Sanctuary. They're doing a sewer improvement right now.
Right.
Where do you stand on the infrastructure?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I'm not, I haven't studied what goes into that. Obviously, as we continue to grow, we'll have to expand. As the schools are growing, I feel like right now the county's, the high school is an adequate size. We've got plenty of room when I'm there. There's plenty of space in the hallways. But, in the future, as needs grow for more elementary schools or... I know development is always good, but that then also kind of, you worry about taking away from the natural environment and the charm. And so I think being able to balance infrastructure with maintaining Walterboro's small town charm and the importance of the environment. You don't want to go, messing too much with the land runoff and the swamps. We don't want to create environmental issues by growing too much, too quickly.
Excellent. So what else would you like to add? What do you want people to know?
I think mainly, and sort of what I hope my students are also able to learn is that, Walterboro's a great place. And we produce amazing people. I would like to think that I'm one of them. I was just looking at the paper there, and Sean Johnson, who's also at the high school, is featured. We were in high school together. And so there's so many good things happening here. And I don't want people to feel like they have to move off. And if they do move off, I was gone for 20 years, but, you move back and this place is still home and there's ways to get involved. I think that's a big part, is there's always a place for you in Walterboro. We have societies and organizations, political, non-political, church groups. There are things to do here. There are great groups. We've got a new garden club that's getting started. And so there's a lot. And if you want to do something and it's not here, get it started. Be willing to sort of step out there and make it happen if you want something that we don't have. There's plenty of support here. So I guess that's a big part of it, is don't be afraid to get involved.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Dr. Angel Johnson Tucker.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks again for joining us.